Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about the Titans Doom Patrol crossover. So, at first, I didn't even know there was going to be a Doom Patrol Titans crossover. The last time we had one was in season 1. It was a pretty good episode, and then of course they created their own series. It was kind of like a backdoor pilot type thing, if you will. And then they were supposed to reappear at the end of season 1 of Titans, but that got scrapped. There was stuff that was filmed, but it's never seen the light of day other than pictures. And so then it was later revealed that the Doom Patrol television series was set in an alternate universe from that of the Titans Doom Patrol. And because their personalities are more hyped up, it's more sillier, and they introduced Cyborg and Jane. And so, like, when they talked about the Stargirl crossover, which was really just a cameo, and I was very disappointed in that. And then I heard there was supposed to be a Doom Patrol crossover in that same like type of episode type thing towards the end, because we see Victor Cyborg meet Beast Boy, and he's all like, he's shocked and he's surprised. He's like, Beast Boy. And so it makes you think, okay, he knows him somehow, right? So then that made me stop and think, is he in another reality, or is he back in his own reality? And well, the episode that followed had the crossover. I am extremely disappointed. In fact, I'm extremely disappointed in the entire season. Have you noticed there's been a lack of action and a lack of them wearing costumes and a lack of them generally just doing anything other than talking and wondering what's going to happen next? But that's later for a different discussion. This discussion is the Doom Over crossover. Doom Over. Well, they should do it over. The Doom Patrol crossover. And I'm very, very, very disappointed in this. I'm pretty sure this is not from the Doom Patrol show. This is still the Doom Patrol from that of the Titans universe. And it's because of Beast Boy's interaction with that of Cliff and that of, what's his name? The dude with the bandages. I forget. I really have forgotten what's his name. Crap. It's been a while since I've even thought about that show because, you know, the first half was in last year. Larry, that's it, Larry. And so the way he interacted with those two, especially Cliff and stuff, made me think, okay, he knows them, so it must be his version and stuff. And Cyborg, as you can tell, it has his armor on him, which the other Cyborg from the Doom Patrol television show does not. And so, like, cause he stripped his down the season prior and stuff, I guess to save money on like constantly gluing that thing to his face and whatever. And so, like, okay, so this explains, like, you know, actually it doesn't, because this was so weird. Cyborg knows Beast Boy, but he doesn't. He gets introduced to him for the very first time because, as you can remember, he was not part of the team in their reality. But then things play out similar to where he later on joins the team. I guess he knows a Beast Boy from, like, you know, the news, but how often do you see the Titans really talk about themselves on the news, especially with Beast Boy? I know in season 2 they did, but they didn't have Beast Boy as an official team member, really. But maybe they've done things off screen that where they have done more news things, so that's how he knows of him. But he doesn't like him and he doesn't trust him. He's being a jerk to him and everything. Now, why am I disappointed in this crossover? Well, I assumed with the whole brother blood thing, there was gonna be, like, you know, this huge, like, you know, fight type thing with the Titans and the Doom Patrol teaming up against the Church of Blood and this and that. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't anything like that at all. And so one thing I'm disappointed in is the fact that there was no battle. The second thing I'm disappointed in is that the personalities of Cliff and Larry are very similar to the Doom Patrol television series. When you remember season 1 of Doom Patrol, they had up their personality, but they were very toned down. Very toned down. And here they're acting just like they are on their show. Silly, cussing a lot, saying dumb stuff, perverted stuff, jerkish type stuff. They're being their versions of the Doom Patrol series, which gets really confusing because they didn't act that way on Titans in season 1. But the most outrageous thing of them all is what they do in the episode. Okay, apparently they're in Doom Manor, but it's like some weird bubble universe where there's tons of like foliage everywhere. There's leaves and vines everywhere. Apparently the Red has taken guard there. And so he's been asleep for 3 days. He finally wakes up and they just talk, and Cyborg's being a jerk, and then they make some couple of perverted jokes here and there. Then Starfire, who's in Star Labs, opens up a door, walks through it, and she ends up there, and they're trapped. The door will not open for some bizarre, weird reason. So she punches Vic the first time she sees him for no reason whatsoever. He walks up to her and he's all like, he's kind of like, hey, can you help? And she just go, bam, just punches him in the face for no reason. And at first he's not fazed by that, but then later he is, because, you know, she's the alien, super strong. Then she's all like, oh, hey, I remember you two. And they're all like, yeah, we met like a long time ago and stuff. And so then she sees Gar, and Gar is acting like his silly, goofy self like he was back in like season 1. He's no longer acting like that mature version we saw in season 4. And so he runs up to her in a kind of kitty kind of way, and he hugs her, and they just talk and they talk and they talk. And then it's at the point where Larry starts wandering around the house. He releases his negative spirit to do absolutely nothing. And so like you have Cliff, who's just being Cliff and everything. And Starfire is literally just like, you know, how do we get here? Why can't we leave? Is it you that's keeping us here? Beast Boy's not sure. He reactivates a video game, and then all of a sudden Larry or somebody finds tennis rackets, and then they start playing tennis. And I'm just kind of like, what the heck is this? Don't tell me this is gonna be the entire thing with them. And where is Rita at? Like, seriously, there's no Rita in this episode. There's no Rita whatsoever. Now, Jane's not here because Jane was not part of the lineup in the Titan show season 1, but neither was Cyborg. So most likely she would have shown up. So where are the females Doom Patrol members in this? They are completely absent. And it's not explained why. And then all of a sudden they just start playing tennis back and forth, and then they figure a way to get out of there somehow by Vic using his like cannon and shooting up into the sky. And then all of a sudden Beast Boy and Starfire are the only ones who return back to their reality, but did the other two return back to their home? I don't know. It's never explained. And so it's like, that was literally the crossover. It's raining really loud if that's what you're hearing. And so like, that was the crossover event of Doom Patrol and Titans. Them talking, being rude to each other, making perverted jokes, and playing I can't even talk. Tennis. Seriously, what the heck kind of crossover was that? They didn't do nothing. They didn't explore nothing. They didn't try to figure out this whole brother blood thing. This was yet again a letdown, a waste. And I'm just kind of like, this is why this show is getting canceled for one reason. If this show was better, David Zaslav would bring this show over to Max. Doom Patrol has lost steam after the 3rd season. I did not like the 3rd season of Doom Patrol. Season 4 is okay, but I'm forgetting some of the stuff that's going on with it. And it's just like with Doom Patrol, they don't evolve. They just stay the same. They stay safe. And people are getting tired of that. And ratings are being affected. And so, like, it's not moving over either to Max. And it's kind of like, dude, I'm blaming one person for this stupid crossover and the stupid Stargirl, like, cameo. I'm blaming Jeff Jones. I don't like Jeff Jones. He proved to screw up the live action Green Lantern movie. I believe he was the person who insisted on the CGI suits and everything. Also, not let's forget, he's helped screw up the live action Justice League movie. And all that problematic stuff with Ray Fisher was partially due to him and Josh Whedon. The dude sucks when it comes to live action. He needs to stick to comic books. Now, granted, I love the first season of Stargirl. He was a part of that. The second season is alright, but I started to have worries. And I don't like the third season of Stargirl. Jeff Jones literally is poison to live action comic book like stuff. He needs to just stick to the comics and rock and roll there. When it comes to live action, he always managed to screw things up somehow. Also, not let's forget, he helped screw up the second Wonder Woman movie because Patty Jenkins believed in Jeff Jones. And look how that turned out. Seriously, the man is poison. And this crossover was a huge letdown. They literally did nothing. What was the point? This was hyped. This was hyped ever since last year. It went on its like hiatus, split the season in half. I assumed, oh man, this is gonna be awesome. Doom Patrol, Stargirl, Titans, they're gonna do something big. And it was a huge letdown. I'm pretty sure out there somewhere there's somebody who's like jumping for joy for this crossover and thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. There's always a couple of people like that. But seriously, how can anybody be happy about this? They did nothing. They literally did nothing. It was a waste of time. And the episode was the whole splitting of like, you know, Raven and her brother, like separating them two so they won't hurt each other. That was okay. At least that had some meaning to it. It was nice to know Superboy isn't really evil as we thought. But this whole storyline is just, people can't write on this show. I've said this before. Titans is a mess. Every season feels like it's in a parallel dimension because it's completely different from the other, and the writing is never consistent. There's a reason why this show got canceled. Like, for real. It is not the best show in DC history. It's just not. It's never been the best show. It should have been the best show, but they never knew what the world they wanted to do with this show. And they screwed it up since the very beginning. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.